I hope my audio is clear, right? That's fine, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So update GPT. Okay. So yeah, let me delete this one. Yeah. So today we are discussing about services, system D services, what exactly it is, and why do we need services, and how do we configure one. So in the last session, we kind of seen the package management. So how do we install packages and how do we list out the packages? What are all components will be there? Like you have a repos, you have the packages with, and then you have a GPG checks coming in. So yeah, we start this. Yeah, and I might use ChatGPT today. So to spin out some scripts. Yeah, so let's go inside and we don't need this, but yeah. Okay, so we see a couple of services. Okay, so that is sudo. Like so, mostly the system CTL is handling the services. Okay, so system CTL status. Okay, and system CTL status. So if we see it clearly, so there is a service which is running in background, and it has a the systemd file where the service file definition has been present, and it there is a something called daemon. So daemon is something where you won't. It's like kind of a invisible. It will run in background where it will handle all the services here. We like let's assume we have a system D daemon where it will handle all the services, and we can assign our. Let's say you want to make sure one service is started, so you can assign to system daemon, so which will take care of starting it. So we do have services in Windows also, and similarly we have in Linux. We have been something called initd. That's where all the services comes in. Okay, just a second. Yeah. So we used to have a something called system D. Later point of time, there is a different kind of mechanism brought in that is called system CTL, system control, where the service will be handled. Okay. So before that, we will set up a process. Okay, as in we'll set up a program to do something. Okay, so let's set it up as a pipe a shell script kind of thing. Okay, so we have a char gpt. Okay, so write a shell script uh, to display current CPU utilization and memory utilization and disk space utilization and write it to a log file. Let me know if I need to make this screen big. Yeah, write it to a log file along with the date stamp. So what I'm looking for is I want to write a shell script where it will write the data to a log file. So we will come through this one. What is the AWK? And we have different tools set in AWK. So we'll come to that. So right now we will take this script. So let's call our script as monitor. Okay. SH. Okay. And for your convenience, I can use a VS Code editor, but yeah, let me view zoom in. Okay, so we are considering a log file, system utilization. We are considering the date stamp. We are getting these metrics currently from the system, and we are trying to write it to a log file. And how many times we need to write it, right? So we when we run this, we might need to write it for somewhere like mm, every 1 minute if we need to write it, we need to set it up as a cron job. Okay. But let's say if we want to write it and also we need to make sure it will keep writing it. Okay. So that in that case, we need to go for a different parameter that could be like a sleep along with for loop. Okay. So yeah, if you see this guy, what they did, they wrote a while loop and they were, yeah, while loop where the condition is always true and it will write the data once every 1 minute. Okay. So, and you have something called sleep. So let me go back. So yeah, it will wait for 60 seconds and it will write the data. So I'm taking it and okay, chmod plus x monitor.sh bash monitor.sh. Okay. Permission in it. So I need to write it as a root user. So I need to run it as a root user. So yeah, what happening now? The shell script is writing the data. One problem is it's running in foreground. It's not running in background. Like let's say if I cut out the terminal, it will run in the background. Okay. So if I cut out the terminal, it will get exited. Okay. So let me run it in background. So sudo tsif grep for monitor. Yeah. So how do we know our script is running? So let's style this data. Yeah. So yeah, now it's ran at 24. So it will be running at 25. So the question is, um, it's running every 1 minute. Okay. So it's doing what we expected to do. Okay. Or if we needed, it can install the code or it can do the some system monitor thing. or it can make sure to install some programs. It can check the sanity and all other things. Okay. So the question comes in where, let's assume if we reboot the system, okay, does this script run automatically? Yeah, anyone can try to answer. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, DK, would you be able to answer? So let's assume if I run this shell script, so now it's running the data, right? So let's assume if I reboot the system, does the script automatically start or do I need to make some changes?
Uh, I think you need to set up the cron job.
Okay. Yeah, but cron job will write the data every 1 minute. Okay. But I want this script to run always, all the time, not every 1 minute. I want this script to run all the time, where sometimes I'll make some other changes. Okay. Or I want to monitor it something else, right? So I want to run the script all time, something like a program, something like Nginx or some different thing, right?
Yeah.
So in that case, so we need to, let's assume if it needs to monitor a file, okay? So if we have a different requirement, so yeah, cron will fill up to some point, okay? Uh, cron works like, okay, let's assume your script works. Yeah, let's assume your script is running for 30 seconds, okay? You can keep the cron as every 1 minute, go ahead and rerun the script. Okay. But whereas if your script is running for every 1 hour, okay, or it's doing an operation 3 hours, or it's continuously monitoring it. So you cannot keep it in cron. You need a better solution. So that's where the system D comes in. So what do we do? This So what we want to do is we will keep this one as a service. So usually, even Nginx, if we give it right, so it will run it as a service. Okay. So what? Let's see. Sudo apt update and sudo install Nginx -1. So it's installing Nginx, and if you see this line clearly, right? Okay. Uh, what it's doing is, so it's trying to set up a symlink, as in the system D service, system daemon service, as in this form. Okay. So let's go ahead and see this. Yeah. So user lib system D system, like I'll say, don't remember the path. It's okay. So we can see it every time. So these are the services which will start along with your reboot, right? So if I go ahead and open some Jenkins.service, okay. Yeah, it has a bunch of things. Yeah. Unit, description, network target. So notify, exit, start, system, user being Jenkins. So all our binaries, they are starting as a service. Okay. So similarly, what we'll do, let's kill this existing process. Okay. Uh, grep monitor dash 92484 sudo. Okay, which name? So similarly, let's see for Jenkins, Nginx, how it is. Okay. Yeah. If you see, there is a forking option. I'm not completely sure what exactly it is. So we have bunch of parameters. So what exactly it's doing is starting this one, nginx-g daemon on. So it's starting this thread. Forking is for, I think you have a nginx masters and clients. So that is the reason it should be. So similar file we will write for our monitor.sh. Okay. So write a systemd service file, and name the service as, yeah. So let's give some name. Some name should be a demo monitor. So what we are doing, we wrote a shell script to print the data, whatever is the current data, and we also want to be that process to run all the time, like Nginx. So for that case, so what we are doing, so we are setting up it as a service. So yeah, system utilization. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and write it. Uh, PI. Yeah. Demo monitor dot service. So demo dot service. So where lib path. Okay. So bin bash. Where is our script is? So our script is at home. Dattu. So this is where our script is, and this is where our log file is coming in. So what you are saying is standard input. All the logs should go over here. So we are saving it. My bad. So we save the service. This is how it looks like. So this points to our shell script, and this points to the log file. So systemctl daemon reload should do. Okay. So sudo systemctl start test demo monitor. Yeah, I'll go ahead and let's check the log file. So tail hyphen f 835. Yeah. So since it's writing every 1 minute, I hope the data is going there. So what I do, I'll just do a reboot and check if the data is coming in. Okay. So yeah. So we have our script is working. So what will I do? I'll do a reboot and make sure the data is coming in. Okay. So system came back. Ideally, we don't need to do anything. So the system itself should start the services. Okay. After the boot process completed. So we just tail the log file. Okay. If the data comes in. So why do we use it? Somewhere like, okay, not the cron. Let's assume you have a program, something like Nginx, or you wrote some custom program. Where do you want to access it? Okay. So, or you wrote some custom binaries in different language, something like a web application kind of thing. You want those kind of things to run. So that is the time you will use this systemd services. So what are the things you are installing like Jenkins or Nginx or MySQL, any other binaries? So right now I kept a script as a shell script as a cron job. Let's assume you have a binaries, all the binaries, you can keep it as a service. So that's the purpose of it, like a standalone programs. We have something like a custom CLI scripts. That's when you want to enter the CLI and run some commands and exit off, but service is the one which you want to keep all the time running. So that's the purpose of it. Yeah, I hope the data comes in now. Let's wait. Yeah, any questions, guys? Whatever it is we discussed, right? You have any questions? Okay, so I consider like this since there is no questions here. So we will move to the next topic. Let's wait till the data comes in. Yeah, I forgot to add a thing here. That's my bad actually. Yeah, I forgot to enable the service. Okay. So this is so now I enable the service. So what it does? So if I enable the service, this is in the system, right? So it will start once the system has been rebooted. So let me, yeah. So I forgot this one where it will enable the service to run it after the reboot. So let me give it a try. Yeah, let me check the topics we thought of to discuss. Yeah, Symlinks we discussed and we will open again one more time. So service daemon we went. We have SSH and shell scripting and logs, right? Okay. Let me do a restart of the session. CTL status. Yeah, our service has been started just because I missed the enable parameter. So that's what it says. It is enabled. So if it is enabled, it will restart once the system started, right? So it will run continuously. So now let's check our service. So let's check the logs. Yeah. So it's written at 840 and 841. So that's about the system D. Okay. So we have a earlier command, something called initd. Right now, most of the things are handling by system D. In the earlier versions, we used to have initd where the service used to handle by initd daemon. So that would be going like this: service demo monitor status. Yeah. So you have a service command where it also works in the similar way. But service was earlier tied up with initd. So that's the thing. Usually we go for systemctl, like after the recent days, right? So mostly we go for systemctl. Yeah, like I'll be moving to this one, SSH keys and SSH authentication, what exactly it is. Yeah, before moving there, you have any questions, you can ask. Yes. Yeah, Rahul, you have any questions, man? Okay, so we will move to this one, the SSH topic, SSH as in SSH authentication. How does it work? Okay, so SSH is nothing but a secure shell. Okay, so you have a VM as in the VM. So everyone doesn't have the hypervisor access. Okay, so everyone doesn't have the hypervisor access. So what do? We create something called SSH here, SSH service. So you have SSH clients where they can connect to the SSH service as in master. So through in this format. Okay. So n number of clients can connect to it. Yeah. Even Windows also has similar service that is called RDP, remote desktop client. But very like in the personal PCs, like most people will not use it. Uh, in the enterprise, we do use this one RDP. Okay. So the SSH works on port 22, TCP port 22. Okay. So why does need to be 22? Like it's a standard as in 22. Let's assume if I want to change it to a different port. Okay. So that's up to the system admin. We can change it. So let's go ahead and inspect this file. So also cd etc SSH. So we have this file SSHD. Okay. Please check the settings. Yeah. So if you see this one, this setting says the port number should be port 22 and listen address. So it should be listening on local IP addresses for all the like, as in it will accept any addresses So that is it. And you have the public key authentication. Okay. So usually the public key authentication would be disabled. So we can make it yes. And you have a different setting for password. Yeah. The password authentication to make it yes. So usually these things will be in a disabled state, but we since we installed it, it's like in a enabled state forward. And yeah, that's about it. We have a different config file as well. Let's inspect that one also. Um, yeah, the conf file. Yeah, we don't have any configs. So all the settings were coming from this place, the SSH config. Okay. So in case if you want to change the port, this is the place I should be changing. Okay. In case if I want to stop the password authentication. So what exactly happens? Usually people do connect with this one, username and password. The problem with this is it's susceptible to attacks where anyone can try to do a brute force, like the admin user. Let's say if it is open to public internet, if it is connected, people can try to do a brute force attempts to to do the login. Okay, so that is the purpose. People go for SSH authentication. Okay, key-based authentication, or there is a username password. So these are two methods. So most secure method is this one, the key-based authentication. If you see, that is the reason if you spin up a AWS VM or GCP VM. So that's why they rely on this one. You provide a key for you, where only you are the person who has this key. Okay. And they usually disables this one, the username and password login. Okay. Even though it's little inconvenient in the beginning, once you get used to it, you prefer this one, the password, the key based authentication. So how does the key based authentication works? So you have four components. So point A, and yeah, A is your server, let's assume. You have something called public and private key. So, okay. And yeah, you have your public key and private key. Let's say your user, it is latched under user Ubuntu. Okay. No, even so, you will generate these two things for SSH public and private keys. Once it is generated, you have your own combination, public and private key combination. So you'll distribute your public key to the server. Hey, this is my public key. Next time I'll use it for authentication. So I'll send out a copy to the server when I'm setting up. Okay. So now when I'm trying to do authentication with SSH, so with my private key, so two combination comes in. I have a username and I have a private key. So server checks for, okay, this private key and the username, are they matching for this public key? Wherever the public key is there, so this private key and public key is the combination working or not. So it will double check and then it will provide an access. See, the SSH is a backend access to your VM. So that's what it does. So it will provide a secured connection to that. How do I set it up in Windows, or how do I simulate it? Yeah, let's go ahead. So I can generate the combination with putty. Let's see with yeah, putty gen. Yeah, so generate a public and private key pair, or load an existing private key, save the generated key. So you have a different format, like you have SSH-1, the old one. You have a RSA, and you can provide number of bits, like 2048 or 4086 format or anything. So I'll do a generate. Okay. It's saying just enter some randomness. Based on our mouse entries, it will take it as a random digits to encrypt it. Okay. So we have a SSH key generated. Okay. If you see this instruction clearly, yeah, if you see the instruction, what they're saying is public key for pasting into OpenSSH authorized key files. So what exactly it is? Uh, we have a two more components. We have a authorized key files, and we also have something called known host. So for the first time, it will verify these two things. So whether the public key, where the public key will be, it will be under this one, authorized keys directory, and you have a known host. So what exactly he's saying? You store this one in your authorized key file. So let's go ahead and store it. So for which user we want it for the Dattu. So DATTU. Okay. Yeah. If you see clearly, ls-la, we have something called .ssh file. So cd.ssh. So we have that authorized keys by default. So nothing is there. What will I do? I'll add this one. So I added my public key, as in I shared my public key combination to this guy. Okay. So now what will I do? I'll try to do a login from the client without a password. So what I should do? So I'm saving my public key also. So let's see. I have a desktop, lab. Okay. So Dattu SSH. Okay. And my public key saved. So I don't want passphrase, as in it's a double encryption. Like you already the SSH key has been encrypted. Okay, so SSH key has been encrypted. So if you want, you can add a key phrase on top of it, password on top of it. So I'm not doing it. One second. Yeah, it's saying in PPK format, the putty format it is. So you have two formats, PPK and PEM. So yeah, let's go with this. So yeah, this is a putty format. This is a very old version. Okay, but still that's okay. Let's go ahead and save it. Okay, so we have our keys has been generated. So let's go ahead and do a login. So new session, Ubuntu. Okay, and what exactly we are looking for? SSH. Yeah, connection. I'll keep 30 seconds. So we're looking for SSH and auth credentials. Yeah, here it is. Lab and yeah, it's asking me as a login. My username is Dattu. Yeah. So that's how it is. So without password, I was able to log in. I'm doing with putty, which is a little different from the usual ones. So what will I do? I'll do with a shell. Shell as in one Linux shell to another Linux shell. How exactly it looks like. So let me do that. So what do? I can spin up another VM, the second VM. Okay. So let me. Okay, I kind of powered off. Yeah, let me decrease the RAM. 2048. That's okay. Yeah, we are not doing much here. So start and also stop. So what we did, we started two VMs. Okay, so where we will try to where we will try to do the same authentication part. Okay, so we have one VM, VM1, and you have a VM2, and we will try to do this. So we will try to do the authentication from VM1 to VM2. Okay, so that's two. The two without password, we'll just do a passwordless authentication with SSH. Okay. So in order to do that, so what do we need to do? Either yeah, we'll keep the VM1 as it is, or we can try it from VM2 also. So we will take one user from here, Dattu, and we will take another user. So we will generate the keys here and keys here. We'll keep it. So we'll add our public key to this one, and we will try SSH from here. It should directly, it's without password, it should go into VM2. That's the expectation. Okay. So if my system is not supporting these two VMs, I'll spin up a cloud one, but hopefully it should. Yeah, any questions, guys, with this SSH authentication? I know it's part of your regular day-to-day thing. Any questions you have? Okay. My VM1 up. Let me go ahead and log in. Yeah, let me update the settings. Yeah, so I'm a VM1 VirtualBox 1. So it's running. So let me open another one. Yeah, demo PC. Good enough. It's logging in. And let me do a terminal. finally. Let me see if it's connected as the host mode, as in the bridge mode. Okay. Yeah, we have a bridge adapter, so we're good. If config, so 0.240. So let's pin up a new one. 190, 192, 168, 0.240. What's happening with my system is, since I'm, yeah, oh god. Okay. So what's happening with my laptop is, since I'm running too much of GUI load, it's unable to support it. Like one VM is fine. Additional VM, it's putting some load over there. And one more thing, I assigned only 2 GB RAM. I'm running a big load here. I'm running a Zoom. I'm running another app, camcorder, and I'm running 2 VMs. So yeah, it's putting a considerable load. So due to that, I'm just being little careful there. Okay. So, okay. Except two. Okay, boss. So क्या हुआ? We have oh god. Okay. We don't have any no such file directory to run as a sudo su. Okay, let me create a user, specific user. Okay. Let's create something called mm, yeah, let's create a user called demo user. Okay. So add user. Okay. Sudo su demo user. Okay. So here also we will create a one more. We can create a user or we cannot. It's up to us. Okay. So we can try keeping it like this. Sudo su the user add user. Su demo user. So what I'll do, I'll generate the SSH keys. Okay. So that would be SSH keygen hyphen R RSCNS. Oh God. Yeah, hyphen T RSC hyphen T it is. So hyphen T RSA. So yeah, if I go to .ssh, it will create a folder called .ssh. Yeah. So if I go to .ssh and see, I have two files. So one is IDRSA, IDRSA pub. So as I discussed, I'll send out this pub directory to authorized keys. Okay. So mkdir .ssh vi authorized keys. Okay. So let me see. Cat. Let me copy everything. Save it. No. Let me verify if it's correct or not. Authorized keys. Yeah, ZH keys. Okay. So yeah, this is good. Okay. So we have the key added here as in authorized keys. So we have a user present, demo user, and we have as in the public key has been shared with this guy. So we will just try to log in. Okay. So that would be going like this: SSH hyphen I. If we want to give any key, as in if we want to provide any key, separate different key than usual, we can give with hyphen I. Otherwise, we can specify the user also, demo user. Okay. So otherwise, it will take whatever is the current session. Okay. So what is our VM name? Virtual box. So let's give the IP address then. Is it 44? Right. So SSH 192.168.0.44. So what username does it take? It will take the demo user as the username. Whatever is the private key, it will take it as an input. Okay. Yeah. Okay. For some reason, oh my bad man. MV authorized keys to DOS.sh. Okay. Let me give a try again. Yeah. So I just gave SSH hyphen this SSH with this one 192.168.44. It directly came into this one, the second VM. So basically, I jumped from VM1, VM2 to VM1. So if I have the key registered in the VM2, I can to and fro. So that's how this SSH key works. Uh, 1 second. Yeah, are you able to guess? Uh, you can hear? Okay. Yeah, let me finish this. So that's how jumping. Let's assume I want to jump in from with a different context. So what will I do? I'm in a root. Okay. Yeah. So SSH -I